Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Product and Packaging Powerhouse Show. I am your show host, Megan Young Gamble, and we're at day 2 of MakeUp in New York. And let me just say, we're going to be hitting the ground to actually hear some of the workshops, hear about some of the sessions, see what people have to say around sustainability, innovation, and personalization. That is the big topic that we're hearing from all vendors, turnkey providers, and brands alike, is they want to know about the turnkey solutions that are available. And you can find it right here in MakeUp in New York. So make sure you follow, like, and subscribe so you can hear the recap of my time here at MakeUp in New York from day 1 as well as day 2. So make sure you get engaged, pull up a seat, welcome to the house, and I can't wait for us to get into the topics for today. So first, I did hit the conference to hear some workshops, where it's talking about the beauty cycle and how hormones shape skin, hair, and wellness. And baby, with me being at the time of this recording, 7 months postpartum, 6 months when I went to the trade show, let me just say, hormones and all of that is definitely changing in postpartum. Okay. And so that is impacting my skin, my hair, and wellness. And so those are things that it was very insightful to think about. And even in the beauty world, like certain ingredients, how is the delivery system and more can impact your hormones. And that's where we're starting to see a lot of brands be very cautious and think through like how certain ingredients may impact your endocrine, may have an endocrine disruptor, or how it impacts your immune system and how stress can impact your immune system. Check out my conversation with Dr. Ebru on the Product and Packaging Powerhouse. The link is down in the show notes for you to listen to that conversation because it's part of postpartum, me sharing my own journey. We talked about inflammation, how inflammation is aging your skin. So that went hand in hand with the conference that I attended at MakeUp in New York. And then did you know that I actually was part of a hair care panel? If you did not know, now you know, baby. So I actually was able to join some powerhouses in the industry to talk about strands ahead and what we're seeing respectfully in the hair care industry. And of course, I had to add my own take with me having my own firm GLC, serving as a packaging and project execution team. I added my perspective of what I'm seeing from a packaging design standpoint and compliance, because that is the number one focus that we do consider and focus on here at my firm GLC is compliance as part of sustainability. And so on the hair care panel, I was joined by Element Packaging Innovation Director David Pina. I was also with Allison Wells, also with Giorgio Bondi, and also Karen Young as well. So we had a great conversation really talking about premiumization and also skinification, which is thinking about scalp health. And it's funny because, I remember from just growing up and also some of the rituals and practices passed down from my mom, from my grandmother, great-grandmother, etc., is that we've always been big about skinification. That's the new word nowadays, but we've always been very conscious about our scalp health because you have to make sure your scalp is clean to help with promoting hair growth and the hair follicle cycles, etc., to then think about retention of your hair. So it's funny how things are now coming more widespread and having different terminology deemed around it. And, I guess it's just the evolution of time. So I guess scalp health is more of the vintage way of saying skinification, but at the end of the day, it's all the same thing, right? But we did talk about that and also premiumization and what this means. And so from a premiumization standpoint, we did get into some of the topics around personalization and premiumization. And the biggest thing that we were talking about is from a packaging standpoint, how do you incorporate that personalization, premiumization look into the packaging? And so that could be working with, David Pina mentioned, working with Element Packaging, seeing what's part of their portfolio, what type of product are you creating, what is the impact you want to see? And that's why they have won, some of the respective innovation awards at the MakeUp in New York 2025 category as well. Check out day 1 for that recap and highlight around Element Packaging. But also too, from my standpoint, from like a packaging design aesthetic standpoint, I'm looking at, smart packaging. And this is a conversation I've had previously with prior powerhouse guests where we're thinking through what is smart packaging and how connected packaging gives each product their own digital passport. So whether that's through a QR code, NFC, or RFID, we're thinking through this and really making sure that we're giving packaging a voice that's telling consumer what it is, where it came from, and what to do end of life. Because as I mentioned in day 1 and also continuation here in day 2, every packaging has different materials, is sized differently, and different material safety data sheets. And we also have packaging extended producer responsibility, EPR. And there's different legislation around this here in the USA, because to date, we have 7 states that have passed legislation around packaging EPR. And the legislation does differ state to state. And then if you're thinking about launching your product in Canada, then going to EU, then South America or Mexico, regardless of what country or respective market you plan on launching your product in, we have to think through what is the end of life use. And so one thing that, when we work with the brands from a compliance standpoint, we're always saying, okay, we need to check out this organization to see which one is giving us the best recommendations on, recyclability for materials, resources for the brands as well, and then also what to do with the end of life of the product. And so I met Nicole Toole, who is the founder of Eco. She has an AI platform that helps you scan your packaging to actually determine if it is recyclable or not. Very cool. She talked about it on the roundtable discussion. So link is down in the show notes for you all. So that's one way of doing so, but also to be looking at some of your packaging that you currently have underneath your cabinets, on your countertops and more, in the shower and more. Think through and look at what do they say around recycling. Some companies and brands are now specifying check your local recycling facilities or recyclable through traditional streams, what that looks like. So there's a lot of different terminology that's being used to guide the consumers in reference of how they should educate themselves, and also how they need to think through if their packaging is deemed recyclable or not. So that's part of that smart packaging and the digital passport that I've talked to other powerhouses about previously, where you can access that show episode down in the show notes as well to learn more about it. And so going back to hair care really quickly, I did have an opportunity to meet a startup brand. And when we think through startup brands, we're seeing more and more startup brands come to market, which is fantastic. And a lot of them are giving some high profile brands a run for their money. And so I had the opportunity to speak with Rebel Queen, where they are offering an all-in-one product for curly hair to reduce frizz, for hydration of your hair as well. And so this will cut down on possibly 3 to 5 products that you may utilize in your product portfolio and as part of your beauty regimen or hair care regimen with this all-in-one product. And so check this out with Rebel Queen as well.
Hi, I'm Blima, founder of Rebel Queen. I created this product because I struggled for years to find the perfect curly hair product, and I finally created it. It's an all-in-one. It takes the place of your mousses, gels, and creams. It hydrates, defines, controls your frizz, everything you need for your curly hair.
I love it. And Ms. Lima also came with samplers as well, so that way you can try before you buy school size. And so how can you find more information about Rebel Queen Hair?
So I have my website, rebelqueen.net, and also Instagram, social, TikTok, Rebel Queen Hair.
Okay, so what is the consumer psychology? Because at the end of the day, how you target a 50 plus year old is different than targeting a 21 plus year old. And so personalization really increases based upon perceived luxury and loyalty, especially in beauty and skincare. And so how are you thinking through the product journey? How are you immersing us now into how to be more conscious about it? Understanding care tips, or understanding the source or the origin of certain ingredients, or the farms that you're procuring the ingredients, to even looking at the whole portfolio of products that are offered. I think Natrium does a really great job where they actually take you on that full consumer product journey with the QR codes and the information that's contained in all of their folding carton boxes. It's actually printed on the inside. So if you've never looked at the inside of some of your skincare or beauty products, now may be the time for you to do so, because it could be telling you a story that you did not even know. And there also possibly could be less real estate on the exterior as well. And so Vicky Struhl, she talked about that in one of our prior episodes as well. We'll link that down in the show notes to talk about the consumer psychology and how design is incorporated as part of the consumer psychology journey as well. And so this was something that we talked about on the hair care panel, and also something that we looked at, with the different vendors that were readily available as well, because everybody wants to talk about sustainability. Everybody wants sustainable packaging. And I've said this countless and countless over and over again, is what does sustainability mean to you and your brand? What is the impact that it will have for your consumers? How are you thinking through the circular economy? Are you wanting sustainable ingredients, sustainable packaging, or sustainable operations? And that really is contingent upon where you're at along your journey. So I see this really with a lot of startup brands. They're like, I want everything sustainable. However, they may not have the capital to invest for everything to be sustainable. And some brands are like, well, I want to use glass. And that's a great option. However, glass is heavier, so it weighs more, so it's going to cost more to ship. And where is the glass being produced at or procured from? And where is your manufacturer located? Do they have, is the scrap rate for filling in glass going to be reduced at your filling or manufacturer? So a lot of key things to think about. Prone to breakage, so scrap rate of getting the product to and from with glass. So is that really deemed sustainable? Something to think about. And it's, of course, it's contingent upon the type of product, the efficacy, the actives that may be contained in there, etc. But this is just one example, and some of the questions I asked the brands as well to think through holistically and to really consider as to what does sustainability mean to you and the brand. And so as part of that, I did have a fantastic conversation and learned some great things at my time at APC Packaging. And so I had the opportunity to speak with my girl, Miss Jennifer Lehto, at APC Packaging at MakeUp in New York, where she told me about some patented technology that APC is incorporating as part of their pipettes, their droppers, and also with some of their actual packaging. They have great opportunities. So regardless if you're a startup brand all the way to a high commercial brand, they have something readily available for you. And so check out this segment and insight I learned from Jennifer Lehto at APC Packaging.
My name is Jennifer Lehto. I'm the Senior Business Development Manager at APC Packaging. And I've been with the company for about 5 years now. And APC has been in business for over 20 years. We're a women-owned business, and we're really excited to kind of tell you a little bit about what we do within our customized world within packaging, and also get inspirations.
I love that. And so, Ms. Jennifer, you all are big about sustainable options.
Yes.
So share with us a little bit about some of the sustainable packaging options you offer to brands.
Sure, absolutely. We are a leader in sustainability for sure. What I'd love to do is actually start with a patented monomaterial dropper that we introduced a couple of years ago. This was very, very exciting from us. This was the first iteration of this dropper. The entire dropper is all PP material. So you can see that this pipette, PP, including the collar, and then also the bulb. And what makes it so special, Megan, is that the bulb's proprietary ingredient in it that makes it just a little bit more squeezable. So it acts like a true nitrile or a silicone bulb. But rather than just having the option of do you want a white or black bulb, all of a sudden you can tell a story through color. So whether
I love that.
or whether it's just certain brand colors you want to highlight, you can now make that happen. The other thing is, because the pipette is all PP, you don't have to worry about breakage, which can be a concern for an end consumer. You can also do a tinge of color through the pipette as well to continue that brand story. And then if you go into the bottle, like so, this is finished in mold color, and then we did kind of a gradient spray on it. So it's really beautiful.
It's a beautiful job.
In a 30 ml, again, fully into recycle bin number 5. And then we decided to go one step further a couple years later. And for our clients that really, really wanted a glass bottle with this, we did 2 different molds. So we offer it in a 30 and a 50 ml, nice thick base glass, beautiful, that also does work with our same drops. So that is a little bit, and again, you can just see all the color options from spray to this is a beautiful matte spray. You can see the continuation of color. It's very just monotone looking in terms of color, and we're super proud of all of these iterations of this particular bottle.
I love this. And this is exclusively with APC Packaging. So come and get your monomaterial.
This is patent. We have the patent on these droppers.
I love that.
Awesome. And then moving on, I think we talk about sustainability. We also cannot forget about refillables within the sustainable world. So again, we offer a few different options depending on the consumer experience and what the brand wants to sort of be about. And an example would be this has got a glass refillable bottle, airless bottle, and it's got a glass exterior to it, like so. So again, thick base glass. And then the refill is very sort of intuitive. You just unscrew it. This would have a seal or a shipper cap on it. The consumer opens it, puts the actuator back on, and just twist it back together, a couple of presses, and then you start defrosting again. So the thing about refillables that are great is that if you don't want glass, we also offer refillable airless bottles with a PET outer. PET is very recyclable as well. It can be made with PCR content, usually up to about 50%. And it has that kind of tactile feel of glass. You get a lot of acidity, but you don't have to worry about breakage, and it's not quite as heavy. And then we also offer it in a PP outer as well, which will be the lightest weight. So again, kind of there's a different weight and feeling for every type of brand out there that wants to get into refills.
I love that.
We also work with airless jars as well for a refillable.
And that's really big and trending right now too.
Exactly. So that center dispense pump, which is great. And again, very, very user friendly. I have a hard time putting staplers in my staples in my stapler, but this, you just pop right out like so.
I love that.
Put the new cap in, it just snaps right in place. And then the pump goes back on and it's ready to use again. Just as a side note on refillables, the actuators in all of these components do have moving parts to it. So typically, after about 3 or so refills, you would want to advise your consumer to get a whole new one again, just because the pumps are not meant to last forever.
Yeah.
Because of the moving parts, but they're a lot more user friendly in terms of use of plastic.
Okay.
Than anything else on the market.
I love this. And guys, we can get into a whole segment just looking at APC's category. And so to learn more about APC and all the sustainable packaging solutions and in-stock solutions they offer, Jennifer, let everybody know how they can get in contact with you.
Best way to get in touch with me is by email, and my email is Jennifer L. So that's JENNIFER, as in Larry, at APC as in cat, packaging.com.
And all of Jennifer's information will be down in the show notes for you all, so you can just click the link and email her directly. So thank you so much, Jennifer, at APC Packaging. Okay, so you heard from my girl Jennifer Lotto with APC Packaging, how they have incorporated patented technology into their droppers and their pipettes. So it is all monomaterial, and there is to reduce the likelihood of breakage. And this is something fantastic because it's part of the monomaterial conversation that I talk about in part of day one of Makeup in New York. This is an ongoing conversation because a lot of times the droppers, the pumps are not recyclable. And so they go into the waste stream, and they possibly can be going and shipped into be ocean bound and such. However, now with them being monomaterial and this is a great opportunity to incorporate this approach and to incorporate this technology and this packaging source as well, because now you're thinking through sustainability, and it's eating the sustainable elephant one bite at a time. So it's something really good to think about. So get engaged with APC Packaging to learn more of how they can best support your brand from beginning to end. They offer everything primary packaging related as well. And then I do have some great context for secondary packaging. Johns Burns is one of my go-to people. So you can hit up my girl, Miss Pam. Her information will be down in the show notes for you all as well. And I met her at the trade show, and she was fantastic. But I already knew about Johns Burns' work because I've been to their facility when I was back in corporate. It's like, I think I went there 2018 and thereafter. So fantastic work. Okay, so ongoing as part of sustainability and also packaging. So of course, at the end of the day, brands are always wanting to think through sustainability, have the best and have the latest. And of course, I'm always saying, what does sustainability mean to you and your brand? Innovation for the ingredients and products? Is it packaging, or is it operations? But regardless of that, from a sustainable packaging standpoint and also from an operational standpoint, you need some testing to be done. And so I actually had the privilege to meet Idea Testing, where they do all things testing related for your respective packaging. And they can also help with stability testing and more. And so I did have an opportunity to speak with them to learn more about their services. And it's something that I would actually keep as part of my portfolio and also market partners as well, because at the end of the day, I may work with direct cosmetic chemists who are creating proprietary formulas for the brands. However, they may not be doing the filling, they may not be doing the testing. And also, if brands are considering expanding into big box retailers, a lot of them have not conducted any type of transit testing or packaging testing as well. So I will be getting immersed with idea testing to learn more about their services and to possibly utilize them for the brands that I've worked with as well, because a lot of them want to expand, but they don't have the things in place. And so for them to be able to be like a one-stop shop for all testing needs and more is a fantastic way to have a one-stop shop for testing. So that was fantastic. And so speaking of testing, I had the opportunity to stop by and meet my girl, Miss Roberta Sironi at Pibiplast, where they are a Italian-based mascara line company, and they also have expanded into baby care as well. And so we hit it off, and she was educating me on the different fibers being used for the mascara wands, how you actually determine the type of wand that's used for your actual mascara. So if you're doing lengthening versus volumizing, she taught me all those things. And that's what I love about this industry, is that I make sure that I stay a student in this space, because even though I work in packaging, there's a whole science just in reference of the type of fibers for the mascara wand and the hairs, to the actual to like the shape of the wand, if it's curled, if it's zigzag, if it's straight, if it's a silicone bristle, if it's a fiber bristle, what type of fibers is it used, based upon, you know, how waxy or liquidy the product formulation is. Like, it was a whole masterclass. And so check out this segment with me and my girl Roberta at Pibiplast, where we talked about the importance of mascara, their also portfolio collection, and also how you can learn more about the mascara industry at their respective academy that's launching here soon. So check out this show note with my girl. All right. Hello, everyone. This is Megan with the Product and Packaging Powerhouse. And I have my girl, Miss Roberta, who is with Pibiplast. And so I'm so excited to speak with her today. She wanted me to be in the frame with her. So can you look at these two beauties that you have right here? Hey, Italy and the US together. Hey, I love it. So we're at MakeUp in New York, and I'm gonna have my girl Roberta tell you about her company and what they offer through their company. So Miss Roberta, let us know what you do.
So, my company is called Pibiplast. We're a 100% Italian company. We produce packaging for cosmetics, specifically mascara, very specialized mascara and mascara applicator, especially.
Okay.
And then a lot of skincare and make care. So all those, mixed products that you have and then can be used both for color cosmetics and for skincare.
Oh, I love that. And we always love good multifunctional packaging. So you heard how Roberta mentioned that they are able to use it across multiple divisions and multiple categories. And one thing that I learned from Miss Roberta too that we're going to talk about is the importance of fibers and why you need to have somebody like her and her team. Okay, so keep stopping. Her and her team to be part of your table to have those intentional conversations to help you with R&D. And so, Roberta, I want to ask you, why is it crucial to have somebody like you and your team be part of these conversations with R&D, packaging, and more when you're creating a mascara specifically?
Well, mascara is a really complex product, and you need a lot of, how can I say, work and a lot of technicity.
Yeah.
Make the magic, make the product work, and to have what you really need for your formula, for your application system, for the device you need to choose. So a brush is a very complex thing. And we try to support and provide all the details that you need to go, from NPD, from your concept, from what you want, what your idea is, up to the market product, the finished market product. So we can walk you through the development from the conception of the packaging, if you want a special one, up to or go into one of our standards, and we have up to 700 standard brushes. So
Is that me?
yeah,
I didn't realize it was that many. Okay.
so you can really pick up. But if you want your special one, we can also help you have your special one.
Okay.
So different fibers, different shapes for all the let's say mascara application that you might need.
Oh, and you see how there's so many solutions that Roberta and her team offer. And that is something critical because one thing that I learned from Miss Roberta from my time conversating with her, having such a good time with my Italian friends here, is there's so much intricacies to learn about the mascara division, respectively, from the different fibers, the type of fibers that's being utilized, to the shape of the brush, the wand, the wiper, and more. And so, Miss Roberta, I know you all have a new academy that's launching.
Yes.
So share with us a little bit about that.
So we're launching a mascara academy to support our customers to choose accordingly to their needs and to understand how to choose and what to choose. Because this is super important. So if you come to us with your formula, we can walk through the development, explaining you what to choose, how to choose, and where to go for choosing. Or if you just have an idea, but you don't have the formula, you can come to us and we can provide everything. Because we're working together with, all the most important fillers in Italy and not only.
Yeah.
And so we can really, walk through the whole process down to the finished goods and exactly what you want.
Okay.
On the market, all the way, including decoration of the final packaging, everything.
Oh, I need to probably get into this academy because there's so much to learn, and I learned a lot of information in this shortest amount of time with my time here having
We're
such a great time.
super passionate.
Yes.
Super passionate.
And you can definitely come to see and feel that passion that she and her team have as well. Because let me tell you, I just got a preview, but I feel like I received a whole masterclass from my time with her.
You will have.
So I know this academy is definitely going to be of added value to anybody that gets enrolled. And so, Ms. Roberta, let us know how we can get engaged and sign up for the academy.
You just you log in our website, you ask for the academy, and we just call you back and organize it for you.
Oh, and you don't have to worry about remembering the website because everything's going to be down in the show notes for you all. So just scroll on down, take a look at the show notes, and get engaged with Ms. Roberta and her team.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Roberta.
Bye.
Okay, and so you heard from my girl Roberta, about the level of detail they want to go through and really how they're intentional about making sure that any professional out here understands what it takes to create a mascara. Because mascara, every timeline and every project I have worked on for mascara has always been one of the longest timelines. And I did not understand why. I thought it was just on the formulation side. And of course, looking at the wands and everything like that and the wipers, I understand that high level. But looking at the fibers and the testing aspects of it, and of course, it's made in Italy, so they drinking wine before they actually producing anything. We could possibly incorporate that same practice on our end. But nevertheless, not our, that's a whole different conversation. But it is 5 o'clock somewhere. In Italy, I feel like it's 5 o'clock every day, every hour. But they actually have some fantastic quality and also fantastic products. So can't be mad at them for it. But definitely immerse yourself and any professionals alike into the Pibiplast Academy that they have to learn more about what it takes to create that mascara behind the scenes and key things that you didn't even think about. I learned a lot just in my quick masterclass, stopping by the booth at the show. So it was fantastic. And so as I'm recapping and thinking through my time at MakeUp in New York, from day 1 to day 2, what I would say is, number 1, it's always great to see the innovation that's there. And, from the skincare, ingredient standpoint, and also packaging. I will say from my own personal experience, I would say I always love looking at the packaging because that's my area of focus. And there was packaging that was available. I feel like MakeUp in New York is a trade show that you go to if you want to go and look at more innovation around some of the ingredients. A lot of ingredients, a lot of manufacturers there. Don't get me wrong, there are some packaging vendors there really focused on primary packaging. But if you're looking for a trade show that has primary packaging, secondary packaging, and possibly tertiary packaging, then I recommend that you attend the MakeUp in LA and also Lux Pack event because they're usually a 2-for-1 benefit where you get to see all tiers of packaging at the show plus the innovation. Or consider Lux Pack or possibly Expo, Pack Expo, or similar trade shows also. Secondly, I'm always big about looking at technology and how to incorporate technology into my processes here at GLC, and even for the podcast that's being produced as part of our media division. And so I always like looking at the technology aspect. And so to see some of the brands and companies there like Arabelle, Macular Studio, and more was really good. I would actually love to attend a beauty tech trade show, and maybe there's an opportunity that Makeup In can partner with a beauty tech conference or trade show or organization to really think through how to leverage technology more in the beauty space, because we're seeing so much of it being incorporated. And even on the hair care panel that I was part of, Allison Wells at L'Oreal talked about leveraging AI as part of your assistant and your everyday researcher, to help with gaining, consumer feedback and also data as well to help you make more informed decision making in reference of your products, and also the type of products that you're using, how it's beneficial, the benefits, and more. And so AI is here to stay, and we're seeing the increase of AI being heavily utilized. We're seeing AI being incorporated in systems. So like in my project management systems like Smartsheets and Trello, I am leveraging AI to help me extract data quicker to give to my brands to help us make more informed decision making. Also, we're seeing AI be used every day. So I use ChatGPT as my daily assistant, my AI assistant all the time to help me with thinking through certain things and giving me a baseline for me to build upon. So it's quicker cycle times for that aspect. Also, we're starting to see AI be incorporated on the manufacturing side of it. So how you can see Pro's hair care brand, how they're leveraging AI to help create customer formulations for their consumers, and curating that formulation based upon different information that you may input in, such as geographical location, what's your daily regimen or some of your habits, what is your current need for, this type of hair care product. So that's that premiumization and personalization aspect that we are starting to see being incorporated thanks to leveraging AI and technology, to even thinking through how to leverage AI within recycling facilities. This is still in its infancy stage here in the US. However, we are starting to see more recycling centers and MRFs incorporate AI to help with sorting, and this reduces the cycle time and sorting time of the workers that are on the line, at the recycling facilities. This also helps with being short-staffed, due to workforce budget cuts, operational cuts as well. So it does help with those aspects. Now, you still need a human to be there in place, to help with confirming some of those things that have been sorted, but AI can definitely help expedite that process for the team and the workers that are on the recycling facilities. So there's a lot of things that we have to consider, and we have to leverage AI as part of that as well. And so I would say I would love to see a partnership with Makeup In and a beauty tech organization or trade show combine forces and see how we can really take our beauty industry to a whole nother level, leveraging technology. So that's something I would love to see. And I'm interested to hear from you all. What are things that you would like to see? Have you been to Makeup in New York? What are things that you liked and what you did not like? There's things that operationally I would say, we all could think through and consider, for any type of trade show. But at the end of the day, I think for this trade show, it was my first time attending respectfully in New York. I've been to the one in LA where they had a 2-for-1 Makeup in LA as well as LuxPack. I love that one because I'm able to see more packaging vendors. But this one was also good because it allowed me to really tour the floor and understand more of the innovation around the formulation and ingredients aspect as well. So it was really good. Would I attend again? Absolutely. Is it a trade show that I would recommend any company to attend? Absolutely. I think there should be more startup brands to really attend this trade show to really help them strategically think through and understand lead times on, ingredients and packaging, and also thinking through what does growing and scaling their business look like as a brand owner, as they start to get funding from venture capitalists or private equity firms to expand into retail. What does that mean? What does that look like? Having those key conversations with the vendors that are there, and also just opening up your world to a whole nother world as well. I think it's something that's advantageous. So I would like to see more startup brands there. I did see and meet some indie founders, which was fantastic because they did have the indie hub, the indie bloom hub, on the opposite side of the show, kind of tucked away in the corner. I wish they would actually be more in the front of the actual event, because so that way if you're indie brand, it's that immediate focus focus instead of kind of being tucked away where they were for this respective trade show. But I think it was a really great trade show. I would definitely attend again. I personally would attend the one that's combined with LuxPack, just so I can, have more conversations with packaging vendors, because that's my area of genius and my expertise. However, I would encourage anybody, if you are looking for beauty innovation and to be able to touch, feel, see more innovation around the ingredients and formulation, MakeUp in definitely New York is definitely one for the books to add to your event and also the budget for. And then also you may want to consider expanding to Paris or Paris, because that'll probably be my next one that I would try to venture into and be able to bring my baby girl with me. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to hear the recap of day 1 and day 2 and my personal thoughts of MakeUp in New York for 2025. Make sure you do hit that follow and subscribe button so you don't miss any episodes that we drop here on the Product and Packaging Powerhouse. And once again, I am your show host, Megan Young Gamble, and also Chief Project Officer at GLC, your packaging and project execution team for health, beauty, and wellness brands. So we look forward to seeing you in the house for some of our upcoming events and also episodes that we drop right here on the Product and Packaging Powerhouse. So we'll see you in the house.